day, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're right, 'cause it's time for a proper review. And last week we discussed the March 4 swipe Rust store. That is March 5, 2026. And of course, that means today we're here to talk about March 12. So sit back, relax, and I'll start yapping. So, that's a pretty big looking Rust store. Where's all the clothing and armor? Come on now. But, hang on a minute. Is that another transparent furnace right there? Yes, indeed it is. So you might recall in the past we've had the Ghost Furnace, we had the UFO Furnace, two interesting marketable designs. We even had that charity one that was around at the end of 2025. But that right there, that's a cool looking design. Like, thematically pleasing. A very angry storm cloud, and at night time it emits all its lightning. That looks cool. So, alright. Could that turn into an interesting deployable collection though? Well, I'll keep an eye out. But at the very least, how much is that going to sell? Because, Ghost Furnace did over 70,000 subscribers. UFO Furnace did over 30,000 subscribers. How much is that going to do? So that was a little bit concerning, but it was still a nice looking skin. Now, to my surprise, it's actually happened. About a year ago, I saw an awesome looking Apotheosis of War garage door. And following that, a very nice looking rug. But it wasn't accepted. Oh, well, it is what it is. I moved on with my life. A year later, the Armoured Double Door is the focused item of the month. And I kind of thinks, well, guess I could go back to that, give another shot. Boom. Boom, it gets accepted. Okay. Well, that instantly opens the door for the possibility of seeing the garage door and the rug again at some point in the near future. Okay, I'm all for it. Let's see if there's interest, though. Let's see if people actually want to buy it. So, we've also got to remind ourselves, that's the focused item of the month. There will be more Armoured Double Doors. And we should quickly point out, 2 barbecues in the same store. Eventually, at some point this month, we should be expecting 2 Armoured Double Doors in the same Rust store. There's more to come, and with more options being available, there could be problems. So, understood, I get that, but it looks cool. It looks cool. Surely that can carry it. We did happen to get some training tactical gloves. I mean, I would have preferred like some tier 2, some tier 3, some hoodie pets. Nope, tactical gloves. Oh, fair enough then. Training collection holds up quite nicely, notably all the clothing and armour. Surely the gloves would be alright. So, alright, fair enough then. That's not looking too bad. Maybe that might be a pretty interesting thing to approach. A wrought iron barbecue looked very, very impressive. An interesting transparent approach. But in contrast, a very colourful, very noticeable barbecue. That is, the Abyss barbecue. That was also accepted. But the prices were fairly different. You see, this was sold at $3 and this was sold at $2. Huh. I wonder how much of a difference that'll lead to. Well, we'll discuss that in a bit. Porcelain SKS is accepted, literally 1 week after the No Mercy SKS. Now, No Mercy SKS, that kind of looked somewhat white. Maybe a lot of people appreciate that in the snowy biome. But then literally the very next Rust store, this appears, and to be honest with you, that also is a very nice consideration for a white-ish sort of SKS. Alright, fine then. Sure. I mean, it's nice to have options. How many more SKSs are we going to see being accepted this year? We're starting to notice a lot of them are being accepted. I'm just saying. I think I've been saying that for like the past couple of weeks now for the previous profit reviews. But that was the thought process we had as we kept seeing them being accepted every Rust store. So, we'll talk more about that in a bit. Oil King AK-47 looked perfectly fine, but it's a standard design. I don't normally trust standard AK-47s. Cold Hunter? What? Well then, okay, that's pretty interesting. But it's a handmade LMG. I don't think people appreciate handmade LMGs. Caution backpack? What? The Caution collection that randomly got like a couple of skins accepted towards the end of the previous year? Huh. It was a pair of boots, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Well then, Not sure what to think in regards to that. It's not a full collection. It's not a complete collection, and it's old. Like, are you going to see anything come out after this? That was the thing I was considering. Redemption double barrel shotgun. A perfectly fine redemption weapon skin, but it's a double barrel. And double barrels don't seem to retain their value very nicely. So I wasn't feeling 100% confident behind that. But then we see the HellCore bow. Yes, another HellCore skin has been accepted immediately the week after one being accepted. Yes. So by default, I'm thinking, does that mean we could probably see another one being accepted after this as well? I'm just saying, it sounds like I'm pretty cool. But yep, this right here notably had a bit of transparency. Now, in the past, I saw another bow like this that had the exact same amount of transparency, and I just dismissed it. I did not care for it. That bow was the Black Ops bow, and that went on to become a very nice, profitable skin. And I instantly remembered that. I went back, I looked at it. Back then, that bow was selling very nicely, still high price, and just to say right now, it's still high price here as well. But, like, I didn't get it. I don't fully understand. But I had to acknowledge that this did 36,000 plus subscribers. Clearly, people do happen to like transparency right here. And the answer I was given was, well, whenever you're aiming at someone, you're not always the same level. You might be looking upwards, up like a cliff, maybe like a mountain and whatnot. So just to have that extra little bit of vision technically still makes it pay to win. Huh. Well then, considering that, I had to look at that bow and I had to question, well, at the very least, we do have another HellCore skin potentially on the horizon as well. I mean, it's still positive. Shrug. Guess I just had to accept that it could probably work out quite all right. Fish collection has returned with a bed. A pretty scared looking bed. Don't sleep with me. Ah! So, alright, fair enough. And then we had another transparent aim sight python. You might sit there and say, that's kind of dismissive. Well, it's just we keep seeing transparent aim sight pythons being accepted. They're not that special anymore. And, well, that's a bit of a concern. However, what came before this? Do you remember? Oh, yeah. The old part revolver. Yes, yes. So maybe the revolver would get a bit of a boost. Maybe the revolver could work out quite all right. But right now, at this specific time, 2 weeks into March, it's the Easter dip, and prices were dropping. We were clearly seeing that. But maybe it might be smart to approach all of these with a buy order. Maybe that might have been the case. But at the very least, with every single rust order that I'm looking at, I'm always considering what potentially could be the best investments for the week. So, what was I personally considering? Well, my first thought was quite literally the HellCore bow. I thought that probably would have been the most safest, reliable option to chase after. It also wasn't selling that much, which was pretty easy to notice. And in fact, with my predictions video, I recorded it after the first 24 hours of sales. So it was pretty obvious to me that that was looking pretty sweet. I was fully well aware that HellCore has been getting quite a lot of skins accepted. I felt confident in it. Yeah, the transparency in it might only just be minimal at best, but it's more than enough to keep people happy, apparently. So, alright, cool, understandable. Training tactical gloves, I had to respect that we've seen a lot of interesting, very nice looking training clothing and armor skins in the past. That did look like it could hold up quite nicely. Now, one notable problem, it did look as if the training tactical gloves were going to sell quite a fair bit more in comparisons like tier 2, tier 3, blah, 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 you get the idea. But even then, wasn't that like the first marketable black pair of gloves we got? Well, we did have Pirate Collection before this, but that was cheaper. That was $1.49. Huh. Maybe it could hold up quite all right. It's got a full collection behind it, clothing armor that is. Maybe that actually would be a perfectly viable option to look at. Now, other than that, I also looked at the Apotheosis Appears Armored Double Door. Of course, we've already discussed that that's a very nice piece of art. It's exquisite. It's lovely. And the skin creator was yapping about potentially making a collection continuation fairly soon. So, I was behind that. I was looking forward to that. Would it hold up, though? I am also seeing a lot of interesting Armored Double Door skins being submitted to the workshop back then. So, yeah, that might be a bit of a concern. Wrought iron barbecue looked pretty sweet as well. If you like that up at night time, it actually makes like an interesting pattern behind it because it's obviously got like gaps here. So that looked pretty cool. But other than that, I was also noticing a very interesting batch of skins being submitted after this. Could we see this turn into a collection? A wrought iron collection? Well, gotta wait and see. So aside from that, everything else was a little bit more questionable. But again, you can't neglect that the Abyss collection, for example, that holds up very nicely. Same with the Redemption collection. That holds up very nicely. I just thought those two skins would more likely be carried by the collections rather than what they were and whatnot. So, okay, Fair enough. So let's now move on and discuss the first 24 hours of sales. So that is the wrong picture. Uh-oh. That's when I did the abnormals. Whoops. This is what we should be looking at. Good job, Hedge. So here's the first 24 hours of sales, and as you'll notice, the Storm Cloud Furnace had just over 14,000 subscribers, followed by the Training Tactical Gloves, which had just over 10,400 subscribers, followed by the Apotheosis of War Armored Double Door, literally just a few sales before that. So, well, that's pretty close. So some pretty high sales over there, and then I look all the way down over to here and find out Old Part Revolver at Python literally only had about 3,200 subscribers. Quite the contrast. Even the bow didn't even reach 4,000 subscribers. Wow. Okay, well that's a bit that's a surprise. But look at the barbecues. Wrought Iron 8,500, Abyss 4,400. Huh. I guess the price difference really matters then, doesn't it? But what about the visuals? What about the overall design? Yes, people preferred the Wrought Iron. Again, the price probably also helped, just saying. So, alright, cool, understood. Well, after 6 or so days as a Rustor, how was everything looking when we did the abnormal barders? So, as we switch over to here, ta-da! Right, now you can see what the sales look like. On the night of, Storm Cloud Furnace, just over 32,000 subscribers. Well, more specifically, just under 33,000 subscribers. Apotheosis of War Armored Double Door, that ended up becoming the second highest selling skin. Just under 24,000 subscribers. Training Tactical Gloves, just over 23,000 subscribers. Wrought Iron Barbecue, just under 18,000. In contrast, Abyss Barbecue, only 9,600. I mean, that's quite a surprise there, I guess you could say. But honestly, overall, it seemed quite alright. That furnace did sell a lot, didn't it? It has matched up to what we saw with the previous one, the UFO furnace. Right, so let's go ahead and point out all the prices we suggested. Storm Cloud Furnace, priced at $2.49 with over 30,000 subscribers. I was seeing a lot of yapping in regards to the potential of a collection continuation. I believe back then it was just a rock. So I was hoping to see deplorables. I even suggested the idea of maybe like a bed. A floating bed would be cool. Anyway, so I suggested earlier $1 to $1.50. It had matched up to the sales of the UFO furnace, and that UFO furnace never got a collection continuation, even though there was an attempt. Didn't happen. I just couldn't help but assume we'll probably end up in a very similar position with this furnace. I'm always cautious. I'm always unsure. And so I only suggested $1 to $1.50 for that furnace right there. Now, in regards to Apotheosis of War, we're getting some inklings, and we knew that there was possibly going to be some collection continuations on the horizon. It's a $3 skin. There's more Armored Double Doors on the way. I wasn't fully 100% sure, but I still wanted to offer a decent price. So I went halfway. I offered $1 to $1.50. I thought, well, maybe it does suffer with a few more Armored Double Doors on the horizon, but what about in the further future? What if we were to see a lot more Apotheosis of War skins being accepted? So, alright, understandable. Then, with the Training Tactical Gloves, they had sold a lot. $1.49. But I just wasn't really sure if we're going to see that many more black tactical glove skins anytime soon. To my surprise, we're not really seeing that many tactical gloves this year so far. So I looked at that, I questioned it, and I thought, you know what, I'll offer 80 cents to $1.10. That's pretty close to a $1.49 price there, so it's actually pretty strong there. We'll see if that works out. Wrought Iron Barbecue, a $2 skin. I thought I'll go just past halfway. I'll offer 80 cents to $1.20. Now for the Redemption Double Barrel Shotgun, well, I suggested 90 cents to $1.30 for that. For the Abyss Barbecue, I only suggested $1 to $1.50 for that $3 skin. Didn't sell that much, but I just still don't fully trust barbecues. Who actively is going to skin their barbecue? Is that something people are actively going to do? So it just becomes skinnable? Still kind of questioning these things. Now, when it came to the HellCore bow, that bow only had just over 9,000 subscribers. In contrast to the Black Ops bow, which had over 36,000 subscribers, I thought that probably stood a fairly decent chance of retaining its value. So I suggested $1.50 to $2 for that $2.49 skin. And then Old Pirate Python. Old Pirate Python, how much did you sell up to this point? Let's just skip ahead all the way over down to here. Come on, scroll down. I don't think we get to that. Oh, there you go. Old Pirate Python, you only had 6,600 subscribers. Wow. Ha. Well, it was a $3 skin, and I still expected it to suffer. Transparent Python skins, they just aren't in demand anymore. Or rather, people are happy with the older ones. So I only suggested going halfway, $1 to $1.50. Now, for the skins that weren't abnormal, Porcelain SKS, I just keep seeing more and more skins being accepted for SKSs. Yeah, it might be an interesting sort of white design, but I didn't trust it. It was a $2 skin. I went about halfway. I suggested 90 cents to $1.30. With the Oil King AK-47, I only offered 60 cents to 80 cents. Didn't trust it. Cold Hunter Handmade MG, interesting collection. The weapon itself doesn't seem to be appreciated. 70 cents to $1. Caution Backpack. I didn't think we'd be seeing a collection continuation for that anytime soon. I said 60 cents to 80 cents. And for the Fish Bed, our $1.49 skin. Goofy, silly, doesn't glow in the dark or anything though. I went with 80 cents to $1.10. That's what I went with. Right. What's the outcomes? Did Hedge actually go ahead and buy any of these skins? I can't confirm to you. If I can recall, I don't think I actually bought anything. I think I was just happy with my buy orders. But in regards to that Storm Cloud Furnace, initially it seemed like it was alright, and then it did suffer. But right now, it actually seems to be holding up quite alright. It actually seems to be retaining. Now, let me also point this out to you. I saw some interesting looking skins being made for it. So let's just quickly go ahead and point that out. I saw the bed. I saw, what else did I see? Oh, it was literally just the bed after that. Huh. I've got you mixed up with something else. But anyway, how did they not accept that? Riders on the storm. But that's cool. Maybe it's just too silly. Maybe. Anyway, with all due respect, regardless, you're still holding up. People still seem to be appreciating you. You didn't really go below $2. Let's just go ahead and point out at its cheapest, which does appear to be around here. At its cheapest, you're seeing sales of just under $2. That very likely would have been to the highest buy order. Other than that, it seems to be retaining quite nicely, if anything, slowly trending upwards. Slowly. I have seen this below its rust price, but it was only down by like a good, negative 10 to 15%. Seems to be holding up quite right now. How will you look around July and August time, the summer peak? Keep an eye on that. Maybe that actually might be a little bit better. And in comparison to the previous floating transparent designs that were furnaces, well, that's still down by 51%. And then where's the ghost furnace from the previous year? Let's go find you. Where are you? Where are you? There it is, right next to it. 72,500 subscribers, only down by 15%. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? So, all right, well, fair enough then. Apotheosis of War Armored Double Door. So in regards to this, yeah, we did see a lot more Armored Double Doors. Yep, we saw this, we saw this, we saw this. We saw ones that glowed in the dark and had transparency as well. So that's not that surprising to see that it suffered. But we have seen collection continuations as well. Boom. We saw a bed, and we've recently seen the garage door. That bed, they sold that at $3.49. And yet, still doing very nicely. One collection continuation after that gave it a lovely boost. And you know what? This did suffer. This did go down, but it has slowly started to recover. So as we take a look at you, only 42 listings. Honestly, that's not looking too bad. That's not looking too bad. That could recover even better. But just look at sales history. So as you'll notice, initially it does go down a fair bit. It had sales of like $1.80. And as you'll see here, yeah, about $1.50 here. March was not doing it any favours. But with the recent acceptance, the continuation, oh, that's starting to improve. So that very likely will be in the positive, probably about a week or two's time. Let's hope it holds, and let's hope we see an interesting collection continuation on the horizon as well. So Apotheosis of War, people are respecting you, appreciating you. That's cool to see. Did you buy any of these? Have you picked up any of any buy orders? Training tactical gloves. Now, with all due respect, I can't help but assume, did I actually go ahead and buy some of these? Because I feel like I might have bought some. let's go remind ourselves. So we're looking at March. I did buy 50 HellCore hunting bows, and I did buy 20 wrought iron lockers purely out of curiosity. All right, fair enough then. I honestly didn't remember that, but I can confirm to you I didn't buy any training tactical gloves. Do I regret it? Kinda. I did put down a fairly decent bar order, but that still worked out a-okay. Seems people just on it immediately. So for a while, it's just kind of there. It even goes down a bit for a while, and then it just goes up. I've noticed quite the surge in prices recently. They're going up, up, up. I'm noticing a lot of skins matching up to all-time peaks already. We've literally only just left April. May is looking good at the moment. I'm not sure if we're still going to go higher. I'm still a little bit worried we have something similar like last year, where June ends up in a dip. But that's actually doing very good. That sold for $1.49. That's already up by $1. I don't know how high it goes, but do we end up in a bad situation if another blackout alternative option potentially gets some black tactical gloves accepted? Well, let's just quickly go ahead and point that out. Have we had any more tactical gloves after this? Yes, but not black. You're doing good. You're doing good. Looking good. Good. That's what I can say. So, yeah, honestly, guess I should have bought some. Whoops. Sorry about that. But if you bought some, good job. You did great. So, yeah. Wrought iron barbecue. So, this is down a price. Well, it wasn't last week when we had a collection continuation. And yeah, we have seen quite a lot of collection continuations. So, yeah, it's just a few listings and it's back up to $2 again. Yeah, it's just been up and down quite a lot. Basically, if we could just quickly point this out, we have seen a very interesting transparent locker and a fridge and a large box. And with more possibilities in the future as well. That very likely will bounce back up again. But we've also got to point out how many barbecues were accepted. What? We've seen a lot of barbecues. Sorry, I keep saying it weirdly. But the point still is understood, I'm sure. It only does good when we see a collection continuation. But will it do good as we go through the summertime? Will it do good when we start going through the summer peaks? Will you actually rise up and stay in the positive for a while? Because that would be nice to see. But again, we have seen some very interesting collection continuations. There's some very interesting things, such as a transparent door on the Rust Workshop right now. That might give that another interesting boost. But it keeps needing boosts. If we keep seeing barbecues being accepted as well, it's doing it no favours. So, honestly, I did suggest a fairly decent price. So again, let's go take a look at you. I suggested, what? I said 80 cents to $1.20, and I can confirm to you I have bought a few of them. Right? I have bought a few. But, yeah, as you'll notice with the barders, and I'm the 49 there. And usually I want to be nice and quick with my barders, so I put down like 55. So I bought 6 of these. That's my answer. Now, if it starts to go down, I probably should go ahead and maybe remove that barder. But yes. Funnily enough, it looks as if it's just slowly trending downwards. Wow. Maybe I do need to remove the barder. I'll leave it another week. If we see that sheep in the door, well, that might be pretty interesting. So, cool. Porcelain SKS. I suggested 90 cents to $1.30, and right now it's at $1.49. And I did point out, we just keep seeing SKS after SKS after SKS being accepted. Well, literally the very next week we had Thundergold. Do you know how I pointed out? Oh, yeah, No Mercy SKS. It's got an interesting sort of wide design. Surely a lot of people appreciate the snow biome. And then the Porcelain SKS comes out. I say the same thing. And then literally the very next week. And what do you reckon I say of that? You know exactly what I say. So, Porcelain collection. We had some interesting weapon skins in the past. That was years ago. And now we have you. And to be honest with you, it only did like 14,000 subscribers. It's not like it's going to crash and burn. It's still holding up most of its value at the moment. It's just an issue of we just keep seeing more and more of these SKSs being accepted. Facepunch can't stop themselves. We haven't even mentioned Twitch drops and kick drops. Hasn't happened yet, but I won't be surprised if it does. Look at sales history though. technically speaking, it has slowly been trending downwards. Kind of looks like it probably might start to improve. It could improve. It looks like it's starting to get there. And again, with the amount of listings, no big fat quantities, whatever, it could be on the road to improvement. Might take a while though. So am I surprised by the result? Not really. Was my barter suggestion pretty okay? Yeah, I think it's all right. Keep an eye on that for a little bit longer. Maybe it turns into a much better profit potentially. Oil King AK-47, I had low expectations and they were met. I suggested only 60 cents to 80 cents. Boom. Take a look at that. So, yeah. Skin Creators did try for a collection continuation, but it just didn't happen. So, just didn't happen. Cold Hunter Handmade NMG. Cold Hunter Collection, that's in demand. Handmade NMGs, well, that's a bit questionable. No. So, yeah, awkward, very awkward. I had low expectations. I only suggested 70 cents to $1, and, well, there you go. It's basically just under $1. Am I satisfied that I might have picked up a few of these with my $1 barter? Let's just say I hope it goes up in price in the summer. Let's just say that. But there's not that many listings. Guess that's a bit of a saving grace. So, yeah, you basically matched up to expectation. Caution backpack. Again, the one question is, will we actually see any collection continuations anytime soon? It's still missing some notable bits and pieces. Will we actually see the tier 3? Well, Skin Creator did not return to make an updated version for that. And I kind of anticipated something like that happening. So I went and put down a fairly low ball buy order, didn't I? Yep, I suggested early offering between, I'm trying to find it, whoopsie. Where is it? Oh yeah, 60 cents to 80 cents. It's down to just slightly above $1. Don't think I actually managed to pick up any. No. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not too fussed about that, it's all good. But yeah, if we do see that tier 3, look at it again. It's just sold 2020, 2018. Wow. Yeah, it's been around for a while, but it doesn't look like it's going to get complete anytime soon. Redemption double barrel shotgun. I mean, hey, double barrel shotguns in general. You take one quick look, you're sadly not so surprised. But for a redemption weapon skin, you know what? Give it time. I'm sure that'll recover eventually. I'm sure that'll improve eventually. All the other ones around it did. Just got to wait till July and August, right? So, yeah. How cheap did you get? Let's go find out. So, let's go ahead and take a look at you. $1.80. No big fat quantities. Hardly any listings. To be honest with you, that could recover. I suggested, as I looked at that, 90 cents to $1.30. I don't think I've actually managed to pick up any. I'm not sure. But it wouldn't surprise me. Again, I've got multiple accounts. I don't remember everything fully. Sorry to say. Abyss Barbecue. Honestly, you're doing okay. You're only down by 5%. Compare that to the other barbecues. It's actually holding up quite all right. The second best performing barbecue so far. Now, with its collection, yeah, it's going to have that support. The collection's in demand. Even when times are bad, you still see a lot of these skins in the green. So I thought, you know, with its interesting purple glow, which I did emphasise not only in a short video, but of course, like in the rust rotation and whatnot, I thought people would appreciate that. I thought people would like it. I haven't even mentioned all the teeth on the interior of the lid. So, yep, seems to be appreciated enough. I suggested $1 to $1.50. I very likely have missed out on that. I thought too low of it. I should have respected the collection. I would have talked very nice things about it. But, yeah. Oh, wow. You're only one listing below. Well, there you go. It's actually holding up quite nicely. It's not profitable, but it's not suffering. So, all right, cool. You have retained. Good for you. HellCore Bow. Hedge actually went ahead and bought 50 of these. So, with the previous week, we had the Thompson. I looked at it. I thought, I've got to jump onto that. And, I don't know, muscle memory. I just thought, yeah, I better go buy 50 of these as well. I'm not upset. It is down at the moment. But take one quick look at all the hunting bows as of recent. Yeah, it's not looking super great. But there's that notable Black Ops bow right there that's transparency. Maybe this just needs July and August to happen to get that boost. But it did sell significantly less compared to Black Ops bow. I don't know why Black Ops bow is so appreciated. You got that option right there and it's cheaper. I'm just saying, please look at it. So, yeah, it's fine. Look at the sales history real quickly. It's only got 50 listings in total. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not too far off from a $2.49 price. The bars are still there at $2. It's not going down anytime soon. And, yeah, it's just basically been retaining. It's just been stagnant. Hasn't changed that much. Just holding up. So, yeah, I'm not upset with that. I sincerely hope we do see some improvement, though. I want to see actual profit. Fish bed, I mean, I didn't really expect that much, but I did acknowledge that the fish collection is, it does well. People appreciate it. I'm not sure how bad it could be, but I didn't expect it to be so bad. And looking at it right now, with it selling at $1.49, that's fine. I mean, you got one guy there trying to sell 20. I mean, he's probably not doing anybody any favours, but I'm not sure if he'll stick around forever. Once he disappears, maybe that actually manages to go up. Maybe it manages to actually go up to $2. We'll see. But the barders did end at about 90 cents, it seems. How low did you go then? Oh, wow, that's been like a hard trend downward. Yeah, I'm seeing barders of about 90 cents to $1. Oh, boy. Yeah. Looks like looks like all the highest barders got dumped onto. Well, that's where you placed your barders, Hedge. Are you happy? I mean, I'm not upset. I'll give it time. I'm sure it'll recover. If anything, I'm looking at the price here. It looks like people have been buying it out. Interesting. Well, let's look forward to the summer then. Let's see if we see improvement. And then we have the old pirate python. So in regards to python skins in general, let's just go ahead and show that real quickly. Yeah, the vast majority of them are not doing very well. And the only ones that are actually in the green are either very old ones or recent, interesting, transparent aim sight designs. But so far in 2026, we've had 2 transparent aim sight pythons, and both of them have been neglected. People don't care for them. Don't want to sound mean or anything. I'm literally just pointing it out. I don't know what to say. Well, at the very least, I can sit here and say the revolver's doing A-OK, and that's actually managed to go up in the price. Ever so nice, yes. Let's just quickly talk about you a little bit. 124 listings, 23 listed right there, unfortunately. But other than that, that could easily rise up in price ever so nice. Now, in contrast, we look at the python. How many listings do you have? 43. So this has less listings, and it has less interest. So it just doesn't move as much. So, yeah, are we surprised? No. No, we're not. Ah, dang. Well, the skin creator certainly has tried to make some interesting collection continuations. Water pipe, shotgun, bolt action rifle, a sap. We even had a pretty interesting looking sheep matador, pump shotgun. Nothing's worked apparently. So, what else is there to say? Well, in conclusion, honestly, overall, mostly everything matched up to expectation, and everything seemingly did suffer as we went through March, the Easter dip. But during April, we have noticed quite a lot of skins going up in value quite nicely. Well then, for quite a lot of them, they're only slightly down a fair bit. Just one extra collection continuation, just one good month in the summertime. Chances are you'll probably see a lot more of these in the green, in the positive. And that would be nice to see. Let's hope it does. Then we can make profit. Let's just have a little sneak preview of the next week. Oh, that's some interesting clothing. Oh, an instant collection continuation for wrought iron. Uh-oh, an armoured double door transparency and glow in the dark. And an there's a very artistic, very cool looking one over here as well. Well, we anticipated the possibility of seeing 2 armoured double doors in the same store. No double barbecue week though, and that's a very nice, interesting space theme skin. Oh look, another transparent aim sight HellCore skin right there as well. And a transparent aim sight redemption. Oh, that was quick. So, yeah, that's an interesting batch of skins that'll be yapping about next week. But for now, feel free to comment below. Did you buy any of these skins? Are you satisfied with how things are currently holding up? Did you pick up anything with a barter? Are you pleased with the price you bought it for? Are you on your knees and hoping that the summertime will be good? I think we all are. We want to make good profits. So, of course, get on your knees now. Right, come on. Other than that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Hope the video is nice, concise, and fairly informative in regards to what we're thinking at the time. But here's hoping we do see actual good improvement from here on now. Because we kind of want to see it. We kind of need it. Catch you later. See you. Bye.